What's up? Welcome to your Daily Buckeye Blitz, kicking the week off right. Monday, July 15th, 2024, halfway through July already. Things are really heating up. We got Big Ten Media Days coming up soon. Is anybody playing the NCAA 25 video game? CFB, whatever it is, EA Sports stuff. I wish I had time for that. I really do. I used to, but priorities, you gotta kind of change your priorities at some point, or you don't live your life being a kid. That would be ideal too. Anyway, hit me up if you're playing the NCAA video game. I'm curious what you like and don't like about it. They've done a hell of a job rolling that thing out with the lists, toughest places to play, the rankings of the offenses and defenses and stuff. So it looks pretty cool. All right. So we're talking today about I'm ranking the toughest defenses Ohio State is going to face this year. Strictly just going through the numbers, the projections for 2024. A lot of the preseason preview magazines project out yards, points per game that these defenses are going to allow. So that's kind of making my ranking to some degree, but also I dig into who's coming back, who left in the draft and stuff like that for these defenses. So for the top five, I'm going to dig in and give you some details. For the rest, I'm just going to read them off because do we really need to know who the middle linebacker is for Northwestern? No, I don't. I don't want to talk about it. So anyway, let's get into it here. Let's go in reverse order. So I'm going to go starting with five. Number five, we'll go 5-1. Nebraska, they're my number five. You might be a little shocked at that, but they actually have a good defense coming back. They weren't bad last year either. So are the black shirts back? Hit me in the comments. I would like to know what you think. I'm not sure you can say that yet. I need to see back-to-back years of dominant defense, at least 2 years. But so what they're doing is they're projected to allow 93.1 yards rushing, 232.8 yards passing, and 20.3 points per game. Those are the averages projected by Phil Steele. He's not the only magazine I use, but I used his projections because they're usually pretty accurate. They run a 3-3-5 defense, so very unusual. 3 down linemen, 3 linebackers, 5 DBs. They brought back 8 starters, so that always helps. They're one of the league's best. Oh, they have one of the league's best defensive tackle duos with Ty Robinson and Nash Matcher. What Matcher? That sounds made up, man. I can't say that with a straight face. Matcher. Okay. Anyway, don't come at me, Husker fans. They held 9 opponents under 100 yards rushing in 2023. That seems legit. And they're projected to do so in 2024 as well. But on the year, they just allowed 3.0 yards per carry. That's 6th in the country last year. So that's legit. Their sack leader, Jamari Butler, is back. They have a jack/edge spot like Ohio State does, allegedly. Theirs has actually been seen on tape. Ours has not. So their jack will be a fall camp battle between MJ Sherman and former top 200 player Prince Will Umanmielen. I don't know. I'm trying over here. So the one thin area is at linebacker. They lost both their starters, and they'll have to rotate more than other positions. The next 2 up are Javen Wright and John Bullock. They're both converted safeties. So if nothing else, they're probably pretty fast. They may need to put on some size, so they might be lacking there. But at inside linebackers, to have safeties there, that definitely tells you they have speed. But the leader in the secondary is Isaac Gifford. The secondary had multiple injuries last year. Tommy Hill had 4 interceptions and returns at corner. The defense likes to confuse opposing quarterbacks in the secondary, and this will be probably their stronger unit. So that's number 5. Number 4, counting them down here. We'll circle back to the bottom half of the conference. Number 4, I got the Ducks. Yes, the Ducks, my friends out west that I've just made recently. They did not appreciate my preview episodes. Again, Daffy Duck, Donald Duck, all the ducks, get the hell out of here. Your mascot looks like them. It's not intimidating, man. Anyway, Uncle Phil unloading in the recruiting world, but they're projected to allow 122 yards on the ground, 188 yards through the air, and 19.9 points per game. So under 3 touchdowns, that's respectable projection. All 11 projected starters were either 5-star or 4 stars out of high school, or they were a top 100 transfer from the portal. So they hit the portal hard this offseason on defense. They got tackled Jamari Caldwell from Houston, defensive tackle. Jordan Birch transferred in the 2023 cycle. He had a team high 7.5 TFLs last year. They also brought in Derek Harmon, big D tackle from Michigan State. The linebacker group has proven production. The D line, not so much. The linebacker group has Jeffrey Bassa. He returns as the leader. Then you got Tatum Tuodi. He was the top 100 guy. Marion Winston, top 200 guy. They'll battle for a starting job at the outside linebacker position. At edge, you got Mateo Uyunglele, 5-star. He broke into the rotation last year. We remember him from recruiting. Didn't go so well, obviously. And then more portal moves in the secondary. This is a complete reload in their secondary. None of these guys returned. They got a transfer, former Washington starting corner Jabbar Muhammad comes over from the Huskies, fills one spot he has good coverage skills. Then you got a 4-star transfer, Cam Alexander from UTSA at corner. So then you got both your safeties. They left. So they landed 2 Power 5 starters, Kobe Savage from Kansas State at free safety, and then 2-time All-ACC Brandon Johnson from Duke. So secondary, it has the experience. A lot of these guys are upperclassmen, but they're all new. They're all learning to play together for the first time. That seems like a problem if you're asking me. And D-line down in the middle, I'll see if they can stop the run. That'll be where I'm paying my attention on the Ducks. Ooh, sweet burn. Number 3, my number 3 defense we play this year, Penn State. They're projected to allow 90.5 yards rushing, 197 yards passing, 19.4 points per game. This was the best defense in America last year. Not 11 Nits received all Big Ten honors. 6 of the 11 left for the NFL. You got Manny Diaz. He also left to take the Duke head coaching job. So Franklin hired Tom Allen, the former Indiana head coach. Allen will bring in a do-it-all hybrid position called the Lion. I'm guessing it's just like the Jack or whatever. Anyways, no, I'm just kidding. No, he's actually a third safety more than a third corner. They'll operate out of a 4-2-5 with this Lion position. All 3 corners from last year entered the draft. Kalen King, Johnny Dixon, and slot corner Daquan Hardy. So they're reloading there as well. Cam Miller moves up to the top corner spot. Then they got a pair of top-rated SEC transfers to battle for the other spot. Jalen Kimber from Florida, and we remember A.J. Harris from Georgia. He was ranked the number 2 transfer corner. So got some good quality dudes in there to battle for that other spot. The safeties return with Jalen Reed at the new Lion position. Kevin Winston is an all Big Ten type of talent. Then down on the D-line, Abdul Carter makes the position switch from linebacker down to D end. So then you got Kobe King. He led the room with 59 tackles last year. And you got a former top 100 recruit, Tony Rojas, projected as a new starter there. And then down inside, Chop Robinson and Adisa Isaac, they are now in the NFL. But the defensive end room remains strong. Carter fills one spot with his position change. Then you got former five-star Danny Dennis Sutton that will take the other spot on the other edge. So the top four D tackles return with Devon Ellis. So we'll see if Penn State can put it all together. I don't think they're going to be as good as they are last year. You can't lose six starters, all Big Ten, not honorees. So yeah, they're definitely going to allow more points this year. My number two defense we will face this season, the Cheaters, Meat Chicken. They're projected to allow 103 on the ground, 191 through the air, and 19.3 points per game. They got Phil Steele's number 4 D-line as a group, number 8 defensive backs, but the linebackers are lacking. They're only number 18. The defense had 5 starters drafted back in April, but several more are getting preseason All-American hype this season. So as far as the coaching hire, they had to replace the defensive coordinator. So they brought in the third straight coordinator from the 2020 Baltimore Ravens NFL defense. Mike McDonald, Jesse Minter, and now Wink Martindale. 3 in a row. Who would have thought? So Martindale, he's going to bring even more pressure and blitz packages. Dr. Blitz. You'll see a lot of players moved around to various hybrid roles. He likes positionless football. We've talked about it in the past. The defensive line is still one of the country's best, though. Mason Graham is an All-American caliber D tackle. Kenneth Grant, not far behind him. Then you got 2 of their 4-man end rotation, the DNs, return with Derek Moore and Josiah Stewart. They combined for 72 tackles, 14 and a half TFLs, 10 and a half sacks. So some serious production coming back. You got your 2 linebackers left, Junior Colson and Michael Barrett. But then they landed 2 high-quality linebackers out of the portal with Ernest Hausman from Nebraska and Jay Sean Barham from Maryland. Hausman was the number 1 rated LB in the portal, and Barham was number 8. Secondary, we know little Mikey Sanders still went pro. His replacement, Keon Sabb, transferred to Bama. DJ Waller, he transferred to Kentucky after spring. So there's a little thin in the secondary. The position battles at nickel and the second cornerback will go into fall camp. Obviously, Will Johnson, we all know he's an All-American at corner. Safety Rod Moore and Makari Page both returned, but Rod Moore blew out his ACL. Was it winter or early spring, something like that? So anyway, after spring ball, they added 2 more starting safeties, Jaden Mangum from Michigan State and Wesley Walker from Tennessee. So reloading there, but that seems to be a position of concern if I'm looking at it. And a place to attack if you're the Buckeyes. So my number 1 defense we're going to face this year, the Iowa Hawkeyes. You might be a little surprised, but these guys are one of the best in the country every year. They're projected to allow 94 yards rushing per game, 167, Jesus, I can't read, 167 through the air, and 14.5 points per game. They got the number 1 linebacker position group in the country, number 5 DBs, and number 13 D-line. Kirk Ferentz and Phil Parker, they stress player retention. Their top defenders all decided to return for 2024, except the unanimous All-American corner, Cooper DeJean. Yes, he's white. So what? This is the best linebacker duo in America, though. You got Jay Higgins, second-team All-American with 155. Then you got Nick Jackson, who was granted a sixth season of eligibility. He has posted 4 straight 100 tackle seasons. Um, so Iowa likes to run a 4-2-5. They ran most of that last year. The fifth defensive back is a hybrid linebacker safety. They call the cash. Cash. All right. Sebastian Castro, Seabass, I like to call him. He was third team All American. He plays that cash position. And at safety, you got Quinn Schulte and corner Jamari Harris. They skipped the draft, came back. Schulte and Xavier Nwampa, remember him from recruiting? They're one of the best safety duos in the country. Then you got the only question is down in the trenches, but they always seem to reload there too. You got D tackle Logan Lee, DN Joe Evans, both graduated, but the rest of their two deep returned. You got defensive end Dante Craig, Ethan Herkett on the edge, and Yaya Black in the middle. Awesome name. So that's my top five. Number one, Iowa. Number two, the Cheaters, also known as Michigan. Penn State, number three. Oregon, number four. Nebraska, number five. After that, I go Indiana, Michigan State, Northwestern, Purdue, Marshall, Western Michigan, and Akron. So that's our 12 that we face this year. That's the way I got them ranked. Let me know what you guys think. Hit me in the comments. Agree, disagree? Would you move somebody up? Do you think the Cheaters should be number one? Should Penn State be number one? Anyways, that's all I got for you today. Talk to you tomorrow. Go Bucks.